boom, boom, ba ba da ba ba. Okay, so this is my second attempt at creating a little recap on why you haven't seen more of Melodies and Monsters. For the 29 of you so far who are my subscribers and the occasional people who stumble on my excellent content. Who you see behind me, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of messiness, and let's unravel that. Number one, December was a shitstorm. My kiddo, who's in remission from leukemia, started getting fevers. Long story short, from her last week of school, she missed most of December, and in the last weeks of school through 23rd, she was in the hospital. She's out. She's good. Her blood counts, immunity stuff is a-okay now. But right when she got back, my dad, who lives with us and helps out with a lot, he had to go to the hospital. He had an infection, flu-like symptoms. It scared the bejesus out of us. So here we are. We recovered. He's home too, with the grace of the God. And here we are now trying to catch up on all the big plans I have for 2026. I have a lot of fitness and D&D stuff. I have some reviews, some more philosophical and analysis of certain game concepts like alignment, and I even have a little alignment alternative. I've made some goodies that you can download through PDF and stuff like that. I've been busy. It's just, yeah, I am literally out of steam and behind the ball. Like, when my kiddo was in the hospital, I could still work. It was scary, but it wasn't like nerve wracking, you know. My father, I'd reached a point where I had to reconnect with God to cope and prayed hard. And my dad's out so far, and thanks to the good staff of the hospital and the Lord, Shem. So yeah. So what am I planning to do? Do a little preview. Like I said, I'm doing have a written video essay about alignment, history of it. I'm offering alternative takes, comparing the D&D alignment system with what White Wolf did with nature demeanor and that kind of psychological profile, I guess. Either way, we're basically um, dealing with that, and it's the script's written, and mostly I think I have to proof it. That's there. The fitness script is ready. I'm just literally doing a little screenplay breakdown so I can get all my visual assets ready for you guys. And here we are. So, what else am I planning to do soon? Well, I'm going to do some reviews. I'm going to give you a little previews. So, this thing came out, Eberron Forge of the Artificers. It is not a full supplement. I'll give you a quick hint. You need to buy or have this. Now, I love the original Eberron setting for 3.5 edition. So, it was an easy purchase. I will compare it to what I didn't purchase, which was the Forgotten Realms, little series of books. Sorry for the yawning. I don't have a lot of energy anymore. So I have this. What else have I? Oh, well, I'm also really getting into Renegade Studios. Hasbro properties. And I got this to surprise my daughter. My Little Pony. It's been out for a while, but I just want to look at it, do my own take, and I don't know, maybe run a game with my daughter and maybe some of her friends if she can convince some of her non D&D friends to play. Oh, that could be different. All right, what else? Okay. Also, I've been reading brushing up on my screenwriting. If you don't know, in a past life, I was a young, shorts making, aspiring film director, and life hit me like a 2x4 in the face, and I didn't become that. I kind of became just a dad and a husband and a caretaker. That's who I am. When I'm not talking about music or Dungeons and Dragons or movies, I want to talk about movies here. My Fitbit is. I need a new Fitbit. I need actually to use my Fitbit for more than a wristwatch. I'm a fatty, which dovetails into my D&D and fitness video I'm making. New you, new year. Who is still on their New Year's Eve resolutions? I am still trying. I'm just going the opposite direction. I've literally just been gaining weight nonstop since my dad's been hospitalized, and I'm still gaining weight. I haven't changed anything. I've been weighing myself every day. So, okay, so let's see. So, yeah, these are kind of the stuff I want to do. I want to either run or at least play a Daggerheart game. Still haven't played it. I think it's an innovative thing. I have a lot of thoughts about both Daggerheart and D&D 5.5 or 2025, 24 edition, whatever the heck they're going to call it. There's a lot of thoughts like, and it's related to Daggerheart in a weird way because it feels to me Daggerheart is like in the evolution of D&D and play styles. Daggerheart is the future D&D. I think D&D is slowly creeping towards that. The box set used a lot of cards and handouts. Daggerheart has a ton of cards for character creation. And you can create a character without the cards and just jot down, but it's kind of built into this weird play style. The other weird thing, well, and how like D&D is trying. I mean, Daggerheart doesn't use sex or gender. It just adds your pronouns, implying whatever. Now, I'm not gonna go here the J.K. Rowling's esque rant or the opposite. I kind of feel for both sides of the argument. Like, if a person is unhappy in their body or with who they are, yeah, they should somehow be able to change. But the athlete thing and the restroom thing, if you try to be fair to everybody, it's a fucking ethical nightmare. What the hell? I think my Fitbit's ready to die. Let's just see if I can get it replaced for free. If it's under some sort of replaced for cheap at Best Buy where I bought it. Okay. All right. What else? So yeah, working on that. I mean, got a shit ton of non D&D books and self-help books, novels to read. It's like the list keeps getting longer, both in chores and just stuff I'm supposed to do for fun, but I don't have enough time, and all I want to do is nap. If I could pull a Rip Van Winkle and just nap for 100 years, I'd think, whoa, love it. I just want to make sure the people I love would be back when I wake up. I'm motivated by the people I love. That's the enlightenment I've throughout my years. I don't do things. I can be selfish, but ironically, it's when I do things for other people I love that I get more. I think when I'm being selfish, it's very ephemeral. Oh, I gotta say like because I spent too much time in California. I used to say like a lot when I was a teen. But that was like the 90s and we were bombarded with mall speak. Okay. I'm just talking here. It's a vlog. You know, my vidIQ coach has been, I don't get any views. But I need to make videos to make videos. Sometimes you have to get back in the saddle just to get back in the saddle. You know, like I used to ride horses. I used to be a hunter jumper equestrian, a little dressage. I loved it. I loved the horses. I loved the people. And, you know, I was a teenage boy and those beautiful girls. Okay, I gotta stop talking about beautiful girls in tight riding breeches. Yeah, memories. Okay, so let me see. Yo, I did order Dolman Wood. The at least their player's handbook. I want to look at it. A couple things in there that I find amazing. First, the thing I love the most is the fact that it's a monotheistic setting. At least the main religion in the campaign is monotheistic. The phase seems not to be aligned. I'm just very curious. This has been bothering me. I had friends who were, back when I was agnoatheist, I had friends who were very religious, devout Catholic, and still loved playing D&D, loved the polytheistic aspect, and that was cool. And as I evolve as a person and let go of my ego and pride, that kind of admit that, yeah, I'm so insignificant, they might as well be a god. It is not, you know, some people believe in God as an anthropomorphization of the absolute. Me, it's the opposite. It's this feeling that I'm so insignificant in this cosmos that now, I know all the atheist arguments. I know. I think at the end, if you need to believe, believe. Sometimes what validates your faith is not necessarily, it's the external blessing. Okay, I am getting a phone call. It's more than likely my dad who doesn't want to get up out of bed. So, yep. Let's pause this. I'll be back. Taken care of. Nothing major. But yeah, he's no spring chicken. You know, none of us are going to eat. But some of us get hit by old age a little. Yeah, it's the ultimate tragedy. Is, you know, you get to see some. I don't want to say another person's name. God bless Dick Van Dyke, and I hope he lives 1,000 years. Same thing for Mel Brooks. Oh, speaking of Jewish comedy, well, Mel Brooks. I don't know. I think Dick Van Dyke's pretty much. Yeah, the whole Rob Reiner killing. Ugh. Heavy shit. You know, knowing And then it's his son. Ugh, no. Sometimes this world just gets more effed up every day. I need to fucking reboot. Since nobody would have said 100 years ago. Like we went backwards with watch. There used to be a time your watch was just to tell time. If you had an electric watch, I mean, you didn't need to replace the, rewind it for like months on end. Now you have these smartwatches, Fitbits, whatever, Apple Watch, or whatever, and you have to charge them. It's like having to pay child support. I don't know. It makes no sense. I don't want to compare it to child support. I don't have to pay child support because I only have one kid that I know of, and no woman has asked me to pay child support. It'd be a one night stand. This is not PG TTRPG content, but alright. We also bought the full rule book for Transformers, which is supposed to be compatible with. Uh, I even saw an adventure that was written by Renegade, combined all their properties. It had Transformers, My Little Pony, uh, G.I. Joe, and Power Rangers. Wow. And combine all that? Ooh. That'd be some psychedelic Saturday morning crap. Remember, if you're old enough, Saturday morning cartoons. Get to watch them first there. And then you'd probably watch them on like syndication on like the weekdays. Like, the 90s were awesome. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you had a great childhood, great teen years. I feel bad for my daughter. I mean, she's got internet and YouTube, all that crap that turns your brain into pudding, but it's not the same. They used to say the same stuff about TV. You know, if you watch too much TV, you're gonna get dumb. And they even had in Willy Wonka, the American kid was addicted to TV. Unlike, Charlie, the good old Brit who sleeps in his grandparents' bed. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't think sometimes your kids will sleep in your bed and not in a cringe, creepy ass way. Sometimes they get a bad dream and they need to hold you. That's okay. As long as it doesn't become habitual. Sometimes I want to crawl into my dad's bed. Oh my god, this is too much information. Maybe it's not true. Maybe I'm putting on an act. Yeah. Or who knows? I'm trying to basically talk about romanticy now. People talk about that, right? All these weird stuff about ladies or chicks. Why is chicks offensive? I mean, I always wondered, is the American word chick related to the British slang term bird for a girl, or is it from the Spanish chica? Can somebody tell me? Chico means boy, if I'm right. I could be wrong. Now I know, I think in Esperanto it's knabo or nabo, I can't remember. Is the K silent in Esperanto? And knaba is for girl. I used to speak Esperanto. The weird thing is, it's a really easy language to learn, just as easy to forget. Unless you use it semi daily. And why not make it? I know there's other synthetic languages that are supposed to be more neutral. Esperanto is more Eurocentric. So they try to make ow, I think. Oh, I forgot. There's other ones, knockoff Esperanto. What's weird, when Esperanto was created, the Soviets feared it. Yet, at the same time, In capitalist countries, they saw it as some weird commie conspiracy. Yeah, you can't keep a good dog down, right? No. Ew. You. Okay. Human fishbowl. All right. Oh, how about this? Found this. I bought it a while back. Never read it. Should thumb through it. Yeah, Dungeon Crawl Classic. Another great system. I don't know. One of the D&D YouTube stars, I forgot his name, had this whole debate whether or not is Dungeons and Crawl Classic really an OSR game or is it not? You know, and there's all this debate about styles of play and families and game. I think best way I can describe DCC, it's a modern take with the classic flavor. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I was gonna say, Papa, can you hear me? My mom used to love Barbara Streisand. Ugh, I hated that. I mean, I can't say I hated her music. I have funny girl background tune in my. That's the other thing I need to talk about. More music. I was watching John Borman's 1980. I want to say 81 Excalibur. It's on YouTube. I don't know if it's the TV aspect ratio or if it's the original. That kind of bugged me, but still got a Helen Mirren. Like everybody remembers her from like now or her later career. She was smoking hot. Oh my god, that's the thing. Like you see these people when you're a teenager or preteen, and you watch them, and you're like, whoa, that puberty thing kicked in. What's the hell happening? And then you see them by the time you're an adult and they're an older adult. It's like, oh, cruel fate, you know. And I am not the handsome, dashing young lad I was. I have a graying beard and streaks of gray. My hair is thin on top. My hair thins on top whenever I'm stressed. I need to eat more vegetables, exercise. Usually they'll find. And I have the ginormous forehead of my mom's sides. Well, the British side of my mom's side family. Her dad was British. Her mom was French Sephardi. And yeah, so I have the billboard forehead of the Davises from, yeah, although I can't give you all the deets about my life. I said the Davises. Now you can find out. You might triangulate and find out who I am, and then tell the IRS about the billions I make. I don't make any money on YouTube. Not yet. I hope to. I mean, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I love making videos. I hope to make a living doing something I love. That's the goal. Will I still be doing videos if I didn't like? Probably. But as frequently? No. Maybe not. Maybe I would. Maybe I would be a lot more of this instead of writing reviews. But I like doing the reviews. Okay, I got a cough, so pardon me. I'm coughing away from the mic, just so I don't have a culture on the windsock thing of a jig, but also I don't want to blow your ear. What else? All right, I don't know. I have so much shit stuff. I should need to learn. Maybe it should be my. I usually don't finalize my New Year's resolutions till my birthday on January 8th. I start them in December. But by the 30th, I kind of set them in stone, and I keep working at them. I usually give up on my resolution on March. Sometimes no. I don't know. I think this year is going to be a better year. All you're telling me you say that is that you had a crappy year the year before. But I want it to be a better year. I'm reason why there's all these papers on my just like a couple feet below frame line. A foot. Let me see. Yeah. It's just I'm sorting mail that I've been ignoring, and I have even hit. This is the mail I've been piling up in my house when I occasionally hit the mailbox once or twice. Like, at least this is myself. More authentic this year, which brings me to why. If you please go look at the old first videos I posted. Was supposed to be kind of a faceless channel, and I don't think the TTRPG space wants a face. Plus, my own personal philosophy about gaming is to be face to face. I've been tempted to play the online RPG platforms and stuff, and it reminds me of online gambling. I see the point. I'd rather, I mean, I'm lucky. I live not too far. I almost live halfway. I'm not Barstow, close to that. Put in the comments. Maybe we have triangle power. And on this. Okay, for those who didn't get my telepathic message, please click on the QR code or scan it, whatever you have to do, and buy me some coffee. We're trying to turn this into a professional operation or an actual cult. Bye! Okay, I clicked off the logo at the end, but yeah, buy me coffee. Rewind, find the QR code, scan it. Might be in the description somewhere. Yeah, help a brother out, man. Help a brother out. Yeah. Okay, another thing I was thinking about making a video: how to use Chat GPT, both for TTRPGs, but even for content creation. I don't know if this is for this channel. I don't know if I'm going to create another one. So how to use TTRPG, ChatGPT for TTRPG. How I would use it. How I use it. I've used it in the past. Do I think it's perfect? No. I think you can use ChatGPT, and the ethical way to use it is kind of like somebody who's going to rewrite your stuff, and then you got to go back and rewrite it. You write a craptacular first draft, maybe some long stream of thing, feed into Chat GPT, and prompt it. You can before you hit enter, you can write previous text to some, write your own Chat GPT, kind of regurgitate its own version. And then you can look at it, look at your original, edit out all the weird shit Chat GPT, then go back and forth between the two. Keep the parts that are stronger than yours. And if ChatGPT has a couple good things that are better than yours, use it. Use it because somebody else will, right? Either with your material or ChatGPT compacted version, and see what it generates. You may hate it. You will hate it. What this method does, it forces you to constantly read and reread different versions of the same text based upon, and then you can slowly, from all the stuff you're reading, all the stuff you're really originating yourself, create an ultimate. When I try to use ChatGPT for scripted stuff, so no, sometimes the language wooden, or just wooden to me, like stuff I would never say. I have to spend a lot of time editing. A lot of times I have to spend time trimming down, like your voice, your creator, not your. It turns using like turns a declarative statement into a simile. Not cool. So going back to the beginning, you gotta kind of cut up punch up. It's like basically having either a co-writer or a writer's assistant research for you, or somebody who can kind of edit what you're writing. You're not having ChatGPT generate original content, as you're having it edit, improve, and do stuff that a spell check won't do or a grammar check won't do. But something he can actually help you, and it'll do is come out with clunkier versions. Why would you want a clunkier version? Because it gives you opportunity to cut. And sometimes those clunky versions, when you start cutting, puts you back in that mindset, but is to cut out in sound synthesis. There's you could go off an additive process, and then there's what you call a subtractive process. You can have similar in sculpture too. The additive process, you could have multiple sound oscillators, and you could have them set to different wave shapes at different amounts. So you could have, maybe a square and a sawtooth, and just tune them. Maybe they're not exactly in tune with each other, and then you can the LFO modulate that signal. That's all additive, but then you can pass that through a filter, either band pass, low pass, or high pass. Usually low pass. Moog is all about the low pass. And then you're going to cut out a lot, but then you end up with a that's subtractive synthesis. Another way to think about it, additive, is suppose you have using clay, create a portrait bust of somebody, right? So the head and the shoulders. Now you could start with a lump of clay that's slightly bigger than your final output and start shaving that lump of clay till you have that head, the bust, right? It's called a bust, but it's always the head. In everyday life, this is bust. But in sculpture, a bust is from here up. Doesn't make sense? I'm ranting, but I make a video to make a video to make a video. So, like I said, you have the bust. It goes up from the head. You can either make it using clay as your medium, by sticking clay onto each other until you have the shape. That's an additive process. Or start with a big lump of clay, and you can combine those two processes. You can shave down the gross. I don't mean gross, but general shape. And then you can start picking those pieces. You can do the eyes and back and forth by combining both additive and you get, to create your masterpiece. ChatGPT is the same way. You first start with an additive, your long free-form stream of content, or 2-page. Who knows? But the more you put out of yourself, the better. You're gonna have, say, ChatGPT organize this as this, like a screenplay. Organize this as and break it down to paragraphs, whatever type of format. Let's create this into a novella. Just have ChatGPT break it down, or turn it into an outline. That's usually what I like to do. First an outline, then I start from the outline ChatGPT and my original. Write whatever I'm doing, whether it's a novella or a screenplay. I'm a screenwriter at heart, so it's usually 90% of the time when I'm doing a more talked and thoughtful videos, I wrote a screenplay and I fed it to my little teleprompter, which says, I'm trying to if I'm making better eye contact, because I got a teleprompter. So I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Opposed to looking here on my main monitor, I can just dive straight to the teleprompter and look straight down. And you look up, but even when I look up, the eye line is a lot closer to it should be right here. All right, so the additive and subtractive processes. So I'm thinking this is how I write my screenplays mostly recently, and even if it's for this or just for fun, and reason why I do it is because I don't have a writer's room. I don't have an editor. I don't have anybody to bounce ideas off. So doing it that way, it creates a virtual writing partner. Best way I can create it. And I don't think it's a bad thing. Uh, is it unethical? No. I don't. The other way I could do it, if you don't use ChatGPT, is you hide it from yourself and do something different. Write something more. Write a different story, a different genre. I used to love to write erotica. It was disgusting shit. Erotica is just pornography with words. But I don't know. My pre-dad era, I was disgusting. Now I'm just gross, like fat and gross. But I was like, bleh. Look back at who I was. I'm like, bleh. Maybe I'm too harsh on myself. What else? What time is it? Okay, it's 10:32. California, yeah, as we speak on January 13th. It's not a Friday. It's a Tuesday. Tuesday. I don't know why. Fuck, it's Tuesday. Remember that Friday song? Friday, Friday. Oh, so gross. That was just too disturbing. Like, it was both an earworm, but at the same time, it had no melodic value. A lot of earworm, oh, it's a little catchy tune. There's no catchy tune. It's just constant boom, 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 boom. Drills in your. Yeah. The thing I want to do more on this channel is actually talk more about. And I kind of got away from it because I wasn't getting any bites. You people aren't watching music. You people are probably not going to watch this. It's just the algorithm's going to hold on to it and try to figure out what the heck this is about. And then, oh, it's another idiot talking, and we have like 200 million videos posted every hour. Who the fuck we need this other fat man talking? And I mean, when I first moved to California, and I worked for a little YouTube channel. First job wasn't just YouTube. They also did content on cell phone platforms, like on cell phone video. That's what Verizon thought was going to be the future. That people are going to just sit there, watch videos on their phone. They got that right. It was pre-iPhone. When the first camera phones were there, but they looked like a regular phone with a camera in the back, and maybe a frontward fade capture. But really, most of them didn't. My daughter still has a flip phone. She's not allowed to use a smartphone or about. But she has an emergency flip phone that she can take. She forgets. She never charges. She keeps losing it. Twice, yeah, I had to go find it from a laundry service that services the hospital. I had to drive my ass to an industrial park, knock on their door, describe my daughter's phone. Oh, here it is. Ugh. Oh, and fill out a form saying that I received an item, like a receipt. So I can't say they never gave. Yada. All right. Try to get more comfortable. See, when you're fat, you always want. Which makes you fatter? Comfort is fatness. I don't know. You probably can't hear me when I'm leaning back. I mean, it's more fun. I don't know. I don't even know how long this thing's been going, but big chunk was when I was helping my dad, so I'm gonna slice that down. I think if I do more of these kind of ranty rant videos, I need to create little segments to fill the void, the existential dread that kicks when you keep talking and you're not talking to anybody. You're just blah 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 blah. Verbal diary, and I need that. This is cheaper than therapy. I think. Healthier though. Oh well. I'm not a serial killer. I am not. The more you repeat that sentence, the more you feel like you might go on a killing spree. Like, do it just for fun. Just repeat, I am not a serial killer. I am not a, It's like your brain asks yourself, why the fuck he's trying to convince himself he's not this? Maybe he really is this. Are we inside a serial killer? And here's a question: has anybody gotten drunk and then have this weird dissociative feeling where like there's a part of you that observes this whole scene that's not drunk and watches you do drunk, stupid shit or stumble around and try to look cool and that voice in your head, oh, he's trying to look cool. He's a sloppy drunk. Oh, he's leaning there trying to look like James Dean, but really he's just doing that because he can't walk in a goddamn straight line, that stupid fool. Yeah, so I don't drink anymore. That and I have the money. Drinking California, well, everything in California is Tim Waltz. I'm not going to say the R word. I'm just going to say it's totally Tim Waltz. Yeah. Tim Waltz. Ugh. Oh well. What else? I mean, why when I'm not recording this stuff, I have millions of brilliant ideas. And I'm here and I'm like, ooh, ah. Yeah. So I was watching Excalibur. I probably talked about it. And yeah, they need to make. I need to make a video about movies that use just regular classical music that's in the public domain and you can use for your campaigns. I had a college professor believe that movies that had just orchestral score, there's John Williams, even if it's Danny Elfman doing his oompa music, his music can be oompa. But I love that about you know when you hear it has that crazy carnival, like the tune that's played on the giant Calliope. That's something they need to steam powered Calliopes. Yeah, we have synthesizers. You can set up your synthesizer to sound like a Calliope. Anton LaVey. Yeah, my brain is going cuckoo, and I should probably take a quick break to give out the meds to the animals that I take care of. And by animals, I mean my you blah 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 blah. My new career as a hit the stop recording icon. Take the earmuffs off. Set the audio back to my desktop speakers. This crocodile won't be. Well, hasta la vista.